Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, my name is your host with the most attractive voice in all Tridstar TV. My name is Dante Callahan, and we are live here in San Francisco, California, riding high off of one of the greatest pay-per-view events of the year in the form of redemption in this very arena. And ladies and gentlemen, you hear it. You you hear it, ladies and gentlemen. This crowd just as electric as they were last night. Let's take a moment and take a listen to the crowd. We want Cotto. We want Cotto. We want. We want Cotto. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Dayton, Ohio, is your new GGW World Heavyweight Champion, Justin Calder. You, you hear it. You heard the crowd blowing the roof off the place here in San Francisco, California. And ladies and gentlemen, Cotto here tonight to open up the show. And gentlemen, we will hear from Cotto when we come back from commercial break.
deserve it.
Ladies and
You
gentlemen, we
deserve
are
it.
back here
You
on
deserve it.
GGW. And Justin called him
You
out.
deserve
Calling
it.
for a microphone. We are about to hit
You
him.
deserve it.
World Heavyweight Champion.
You deserve it. You deserve it.
You deserve it.
You deserve it. You deserve it.
We await as the champion speaks his first world tale on Tuesday night. Yeah.
As I look down at this mat, and these 3 letters that is engraved inside the very same mat reads off GGW. Golden Gate Wrestling. A company that everybody frowns upon, but once they step into it, they see exactly why everybody in that locker room loves it. I hold up the GGW Championship as a sign of symbolism. Not only symbolism of you can do it, but not to let people kill your dreams. Not to step inside your own way, because I did that for months, and that's what kept me from this championship, but now I got it. I've already talked about my opponent at Redemption. I gave him his props, but now it's time for me to move on. And I think everybody in this building who tuned in at Redemption knows what's next, knows the first step, and is not unfamiliar for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome is the #1 contender and the #1 most 5 stars in history, the founding father, Cyril Lee. Oh, bah. Doteen is the number of Leoba, but he's looking for lucky number 3. Can he capture his first ever GGW World Heavyweight Championship in his 3rd attempt? But it is his 5th try, his 5th encounter, his 5th dance with the Devil of the Skies. The lane may not be purple, the land may not be elevated, and this may not be the future, but the gate is golden on this side, and it will see these two.
I know what you're expecting. You're expecting the classic Ryoba games, disrespecting you, talking about the past, maybe mentioning about how I broke your arm before. But I can't not help but to say, you saved this place again. And I think every single one of these fans here know that we are eternally grateful for you. And I can hear them right now. Your name is being blazed through the entire arena. Justin Carter, you are not only the world champion, but you are the blueprint of what it means to be a professional wrestler. Your name has been engraved with some of the greats of legends. You are truly the standard bearer. But I also did something when you won your coveted world title. I destroyed Devin Abbott in one of the best openers of Golden Gate's history. And now, the name Shiro Ryoba is the standard of history in this company. Everywhere that you look, my name is at the top. First man to challenge for that coveted prize that you have around your waist. The #1 superstar with the most 5-star matches, defeating the undefeated streak of 12 from Jaden Blake with 13.
13, 13, 13.
You wanna know what's funny about the number 13, Carter? It's a double of a third. Carter, that number 13 represents a lot to me. Because 13 was the age that I started training. And I wasn't even called Shiro Ryoba. I was merely under the name James Nagata. I was a boy who had no dreams, no muscle, but all he knew that he wanted to train just like his dear old papa. You and I both have one thing in common, Mr. Carter. No matter what people say on the internet, no matter what people try to make us seem like, those words engraved on this very mat are letters that we created. But Carter, before creation comes destruction. And before you held that world title when you beat Clash Bar, this place was destroyed. By one man. We both can't say we pinned for that title. Tony Amir. Because the sad truth, Carter, when you're at your happiest, I'm always there, right behind you. And I think these people know, Mr. Carter, we have a match record that is going to go down as the best trilogy and match series in companies and wrestling history. But I would love to know, champ. Does it feel good?
Well, before I can answer that, challenger, GGW Universe, the challenger, the Kentama King, Shiro Ryoba. You know, when you first stepped out here, you said that you weren't gonna use the classic tactic that you usually use against everybody else. You said that you weren't gonna play the mind game, that you weren't gonna miss in the history, but you did. Already in this first face-to-face, it seems that a man is becoming a little hypocritical. Shiro, I get it, right? You've worked very hard to get here. And like you said, no matter if I'm the world champion or not, your name will forever be remembered here. Most 5 stars. You've done and had majority of the first matches. People dream of doing what you've done for this company. I dreamed of it. Hell, I might have reached a mountaintop currently. And that redemption, I did what I had to do. You want to take us down memory lane? Well, let me take all of us down a little bit of memory lane for Justin Carter personally. I've won this championship before. That's no secret. That redemption made me a 2-time. But when I won this championship, things happened backstage and I disagreed with someone and I left. I took it for granted, per se. Yo, but I'm here to tell you, don't take this for granted. And hell, you've always been at the top, right? EPW champion. But then when I came around, a lot of that changed for you. Shiro, I don't know how to tell you this, but unfortunately, you don't know how to stay and compete in a company that you're not the face of. You're not comfortable unless you're number 1. You're not comfortable unless you have the most 5 stars. Unless you have challenged for the world championship. You're not comfortable being outside of that zone. But I am. Because I've been here. I've been there when it's like to hit rock bottom and nobody else believes in you but yourself. And you got to pick yourself back up out of the mud. But you had the silver spoon ever since you came out the womb because you're a Kirishima. And that's no diss. We can't blame you for that. Come on, guys. I wasn't trying to be funny. That's no diss. We cannot blame you for who your father is. But you have to come to terms that some of us had to work harder than you. And I'm one of those guys.
You know, you talked about how I was being hypocritical. Alright. You caught me. Some things I wanted to say because I know these people feel a certain way about you. And I do too. But there was something that I did lie about that I said. And it's that you're the best. Because Justin Carter, I've come with the fact that there's a lot of tougher competition than when it was the first time. Believe me, I'm not blind. But I love whenever we come across, you use the platter of silver spoon against me every time. It seems like the only thing you have against me is that I had a family more than you did. Let me tell you something, Carter. Because I wasn't gonna bring it to this level. But I guess I have to. I'm sick and tired of hearing you and other people use Kirishima as it's supposed to be a knife in my heart. You wanna know what Kirishimas are in my family? They're record breakers. They're main event talent. You wanna know why my father was as pristine as he did? Because he took any chance to be at the top. And trust me, if I went down another path, I would be holding that title right now. One thing that is definitely different now is that I've come to that fact a while ago. Because, Carter, you managed to win the title. I've challenged for it twice. Because no matter how much you try to blueprint this, that you're the top guy, you're standing in front of a corruption. And it hurts me. Because you are my best friend. But you're standing for a company that's been holding me back for years. You want to talk about how I've been privileged? Let's talk about you.
Let's talk about it.
Let me ask you this, Carter. Are you saying that you've never done what I have? Because I think I can talk about many times. What was it? When you were also wearing a suit and you weren't as lean as you are now. You wanted head of control of everything. You thought if it wasn't the Justin Carter way, sounding like a politic, it wasn't going to work. You want to know who you sound like, Carter? You and your flashy suits, and the way that you talk now. Maybe he hit too many forearms to you, but you're just sounding like Class Bar.
Oh.
Because between us, I've admitted I've lied. And trust me, I'll do it again just to get back to the top. But don't try to stand here with me. Just because you decided to tidy up and get a little gold under your waist. That in a snap of a finger, I can take that title from you. Faster than you want it.
Is that so? Real, but you said I'm standing in front of corruption. Well, if that's so, maybe it's time for me to hack into that system and fix the very thing that's corrupt. You see, sir, I'm not here to play any games, right? You can hit me with the cheap insults, say that class forearmed me a little bit too hard, or maybe he did, but I woke up the next day and I'm here in the center of this ring and I'm having a conversation with the man and the only man that matters right now. You must think I'm a damn fool. You must think I'm still that same little kid that you met in Tokyo. You said in a snap of a finger that you could have took this title away from me. Okay. How'd that go at Wonder Wars? Or better yet, Shiro, how did that go at Proving Ground last year? See, the last two times that me and you have stepped in that ring, I've been victorious. So yeah, you might have rode that horse high, but now it's time for me to knock you off that high horse. I'm not trying to flaunt this championship in front of you like I'm better than you. I'm trying to give you a reality check that your dad never gave you because he wasn't around to whoop your ass. You need discipline. You're one of those kids that were never told no. You got whatever you wanted. You got those tickets to go see the great wrestling legends. And that's the issue. You're privileged. And you got this opportunity and you worked for it. Congratulations. Mr. Shirioba finally worked for something. I don't need to insult you, my friend. All I gotta do is simply expose you and prove you wrong. So I'll let you play your hand. Because if I don't expose you, eventually you will just expose yourself.
Expose myself? Wow. You've really upped your game from the last time, little boy. I'm glad. But a funny thing. I'm privileged. You say these things of how I'm privileged. I got to go see great wrestling legends.
Am I lying?
Carter, have you ever been beaten by your own father? Let me ask you this, since I'm so privileged. Have you been choked out by your own family? Have you ever had to watch as your brothers and sisters got tormented because they didn't do one single thing right? If they weren't the top of their game, they wouldn't be anything.
And here it
Matter of a
goes.
fact.
Here it
Matter of a
goes.
fact.
The
No,
trauma dumping.
because
The
I'm
trauma
sick
dumping.
of you.
Like
I'm
you
sick
ain't
of
the
you.
only one who's gone through something. Everybody back there who calls themselves a goddamn pro wrestler has gone through something to get us here. You're not the only one. So cut it out. And that's what you don't realize. Is that you think you're the only one of your kind. Well, I hate to break it to you. But when me and you step in that ring, I will show you that it's not only more of you, but there's guys better than you. So, Mr. King, I need you to stay around. Because your reality check is awaiting.
What the hell? What the hell? No, 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 come on! Come on! No, don't do this! Cut! Devil's Drago! Here for the Escasa! Devil's Drago and we open with trades! Cyril! Try to blindside Kodo! With Okaza! And Bellary just escaped Devil's Trigger for his troubles!
Chapter 5 begins.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kodo making way over a trade. And ladies and gentlemen, take a look at the Discord. It's official! The main event of Night 2 Summer Circuit. Cyril Lioba, Justin Kodo for the GGW World Heavyweight Championship at AT&T Stadium. How's that graphic? How's that graphic for y'all? But ladies and gentlemen, up next, Aiden Elliott looks to celebrate day 100 by defending the GGW Flyweight Championship. And the man to answer this call, the man to pick up this challenge, is Trey Watkins. Oh, by accident, put the long title on the line. That's fine. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. Testing? Can anyone hear me? Test ID seed.